Welcome to Rev Up Bowling. My name is Jason Roarge, and today we'll be reviewing the Rhino Teal Pro, the new vintage ball from Brunswick. What we'll be doing today is I'll be lining up from third arrow, fourth arrow, and then all the way moving right is second arrow to kind of give you guys an idea on exactly what this ball does. This was created to be the remake from the original Teal back 20, 30 years ago. The only thing that's the same about this ball is the color and the cover stock. Over 30 years of bowling innovation by Brunswick has revolutionized this ball to be what it is today. This ball, when it was meant to be, again, a benchmark ball. I decided to review this ball in particular because I think benchmark balls are really important to people's lineups, and this one is a good one. I will also be comparing it against the Sneak Attack by Radical, just as an idea on the differences between the two. The Rhino Teal Pro has the Activator Plus 3.0 solid cover stock with the light bulb core from Brunswick. Has a RG of 2.56, I believe, and a diff of 0.032. The reason I want to compare these two is they're very similar, but they do have some differences associated. Both of them fit that benchmark lineup, but it's really important to kind of see the differences between the two in order for you to have a better idea on what you're purchasing. So, again, what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to throw some shots. These are going to be around third arrow. What we're going to do in one of the corners is we're going to have Specto going. And Specto is a great tool to have if your local bowling center has it. You can see rev rate, ball speed, break point, all those certain things that visually you'll see, but you don't have numbers associated with. It's a really good tool to have. So yeah, today what we're going to be doing is throwing some shots and see where we can go from there. So one thing I did notice about the Rhino, compared to the Sneak Attack especially, is it does have a high RG and a low diff, which typically makes it longer and pretty smooth. I will say the cover stock, the Activator 3.0, is definitely pretty aggressive, and it kind of creates that front to back shape. Compared to the Sneak Attack, which we'll get into in a second, it gives me a little bit more left to right, a little bit more recovery, and a little bit more back end, mostly due to a little bit higher diff, a little bit lower RG. So those are all roughly third arrow, somewhere between 13 and 15. The most important parts is I'm keeping my angles relatively tight. What we're bowling on is easy. It's a house shot. There's different house shots, but it's easy. About 41 foot or so. So this bowling alley in particular likes to have pretty sharp back ends, newer lanes. So bowling balls that really blend the lane, like these two do, are pretty important. So we're gonna throw one more shot at 15, see what shots it can make. Again, Specto will be tracking everything, and I can go over that here in a second. Then I'm gonna throw some shots with a Sneak Attack to give you a comparison. Man, no retakes, look at that. All right, so those shots, that one was pretty good. I got it's about 9 down lane, about 15 at the arrows. So we're gonna try to repeat that with the Sneak Attack. Exact same shot, we'll see if it gives you the same result though. All right, you'll see it in the ball roll. That ball, again, like I mentioned before, it's a little bit more continuous on the back end, a little bit less front to back, a little bit more right to left. With that ball, when it went through the pins, it really hit that 8-pin head on. So you can kind of see it's still trying to hook through the pins. So this adjustment is I'm gonna just throw a little harder, give it less time to slow down. And it's up. That one was in, bad shot. Well, I'll go ahead and throw one more. From the videos, you guys will be able to see, and we'll put them side by side, that the Sneak Attack is definitely more continuous. If the back ends are really, like it is right now, really sharp, I would probably not throw this one. I'd probably throw that one over this one until the back end started carrying down. This ball is a little bit more allergic to oil than the Rhino is. It has a little bit stronger cover stock, the Rhino does. Ah, all right. So definitely that ball is a little bit too continuous for where I'm standing. Normally I'd probably move 2 boards left or pick my speed up. As you can see with my speed, that one not so much. It didn't totally fix the problem. So in this particular instance, I would either move left or ball change to the vintage. All right, back to the vintage. So the Rhino. Typically this kind of bowling ball for my bag would be my benchmark ball. It would be something I would throw on fresh. Not saying it will work, but it's a good smooth roll. I can read off of it and make the associated adjustments. So what we're gonna do is throw some shots from 4th arrow, throw some shots from 2nd arrow. Just kind of see the differences. Now, I am definitely a slight rev dominant player. The average league bowler will have differing shapes, but the most important part is it's smooth. And good ball motion is always smooth ball motion. So let's throw some shots from 4th arrow. That was a perfect shot for 4th arrow, and you can kind of see how cover dominant this ball is and how front to back it is. When you get deeper with this, it's not going to want to make that left turn, not going to want to make that left to right motion. So it might not be a ball currently that I would use until either the mids start breaking down a little bit, and I still need to control that pocket with the front to back motion. But currently right now, it's not enough ball to really make it back from that 4th arrow. So I'll go ahead and throw some other ones, make some small adjustments. I'll probably slow down a little bit, maybe get around it to kind of get that entry angle a little bit steeper into the pocket. All right, so I got around it. That was the most important change on that one. Really just when it did make its motion, I wanted it to be more violent, more going left, create a higher entry angle basically. So we're gonna throw one more shot from 4th arrow, give you guys a demonstration, and then I'll move on to the 2nd arrow. All right, I definitely got around that one. Deadwood? Nope. So, so far what we've seen, this ball is pretty versatile. I will say getting deep with it, maybe not. Right now the surface is what it came out of factory, 2000. I did retouch it with 2000. Same with the sneak attack. That way we give you guys the same surfaces and there's less variations between the 2 bowling balls. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the sneak attack now from 4th arrow. You get an idea on the ball shape. It should give us more recovery naturally. I won't have to get around it as much. This one's gonna be my standard shot. I'm not gonna get around it. As you can see, you can't see it on that ball too much, but I was more up the back of it, more my natural A-game shot. As you can see, that transitioned quicker and had more angle. So you can kind of see the differences with these balls. The biggest difference between that is a little bit higher, or sorry, lower RG with a higher diff. It's gonna make it flare a little bit more, but I do believe this cover stock, the MTS1 by Radical, is a little bit weaker. It's a little bit cleaner through the lane. All right, on this one, we're gonna go ahead and make our adjustment like we did the other one. I'm gonna go ahead and get around it a little bit more. Might go through the face, we'll see. Oh, sent it right. All right, so that ball, like I've mentioned before, it has more recovery. It can create a bigger left to right ball motion. I'm hesitant if that ball the Rhino made it back to the pocket with that kind of angle. And if it did, it might have burned all of its energy up. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move into the 2nd arrow. Throw some shots, be a little bit more difficult, not much oil on this house pattern, right of 9. So we'll see what we can do. All right, they're still not play straight. All right, so with that shot, since I did move that far right, I definitely had to pick my speed up. Stay kind of behind it, keep a smooth reaction, that way it doesn't jump off the friction. This ball is beautiful for keeping your angles a little tighter, creating that smooth ball reaction. Again, benchmark, kind of ball you pull out of your bag on fresh, give you an idea what's going on, and you can make your associated adjustments off that. All right, let's throw one more, and we'll see what the sneak attack does. Oh, that's gone. See ya. Got that one definitely slow. It's hard to play right on this house pattern, I will say. Yeah, it's hard. Let's go ahead and throw one more. Oh, see ya. Not my A game, trying to throw hard up the gutter. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the sneak attack. What I would have to hypothesize is it's gonna be a little harder to control. It likes to, as soon as it sees friction, it likes to start wheeling in a little bit. So we'll see what we can do, but more than likely, it shouldn't match up unless I do something funny. All right, so you can kind of see that from the video of the ball motion. That ball likes friction. When it sees friction, it's gonna want to start moving. Like any ball, but especially that one. It kind of hooked twice. I hooked in the mid lane when it saw the friction, and then it actually went into its roll and overhooked. So this wouldn't be a ball where I'd play on this pattern, but it's still smooth, does give you a little bit more left to right. In a 6-ball arsenal, I might have both of these in there, depending if I know what I'm bowling on. In a 9-ball arsenal, more than likely I'd have both these in my bag. They're just different enough to give you some different entry angles to the pocket. If you know, if you don't have a limit on bowling balls, yeah, it definitely fits your bag. If you're limited to 6, I would say if you're looking for more of a front to back motion, a little bit heavier roll, you want to go with the Rhino Teal Pro. If you want something a little bit more left to right, but still smooth and controllable, you probably want to go with the Sneak Attack Solid. But outside of that, that is basically the ball review of the Rhino Teal Pro with comparisons to the Sneak Attack Solid. I love the Sneak Attack through the Nationals, phenomenal ball. And I've equally fallen in love with the Rhino Teal, which I will be throwing in league tonight, so we'll see what happens there. But outside of that, thanks for hanging around with me. My name's Jason Robarge. This is Rev It Up Bowling. Have a good one.